Well, it's a lovely cold morning out here. According to my thermocouple on the wall, it says 0, but that you can't trust that. That reads a bit low. But it is about 2 degrees outside, and it's a bit cold for me. But anyway, first job for the day, it's this. It's a diamond trophy that my 7-year-old grandson has ordered that I make for him in aluminium, and then I have to paint it blue. Don't ask me why, he's 7 years old. It's a 3D print. It's been quickly covered with a layer of body filler on all the flat faces and then just sanded dead flat. A little bit of primer surface car body paint over that, and again a bit more sanding, and we've got a very, very usable pattern, which is pretty amazing, I think, for 3D prints. To set the parting line up, I'll just use these 2 bits of steel. I'll raise the first box a little bit so that it should match the pattern reasonably well, I hope. And there, we put it about there, I think. Yeah, roughly, she'll be right. Cover it with facing sand. Oh, it is cold here this morning. This sand is cold. They tell me Petrobond sand doesn't work in the cold. Well, this is green sand and it works in the cold, except that it's very hard on your fingers. It does get very cold. The grass in the sand, we don't want that. Now, let's see what we can do here. Put the fingers along the edge of the box to stop all the sand flying out as I ram it. To be a little careful, I don't want to strike this pattern because it's very thin. It's been printed hollow, so there's not very much plastic there at all. It weighs almost nothing, and I guess it has almost no strength. Oh, that sand's cold on the hands. Ooh. So are all the metal ramming tools. Boy, oh boy, they must be close to 0. Ooh, that hurts. Pick it up, board underneath and all. Now, I've just wet this bench down before I made this first mould. I always do that because it's masonite and it'll take the water out. If I don't, take it out of the sand. But if I put this mould straight down on that damp bench, it'll stick. So I put a bit of part on it just to stop that. Now, what we have to do, of course, is cut this down. Ah! Ha! Scrap that one. Ruined it. Pity. I'll keep a finger on it this time to hold it down so it doesn't come out on me. Carefully. Now, a little bit of air to blow the worst of it away first. Hold it down this time. That's not too bad, I don't think. A little bit of a brush around the edge with a little bit of parting agent. Yeah, I might be a little deep in a couple of spots, but I guess we'll file the eventual casting if we have to. Right. Now this is a pretty solid beast of a thing. It's going to require a pretty substantial feeder, so this one looks to be the go to me. Oh, come on, get into the hole. There we go. And we'll have, I think, a sprue, yeah, probably about here. That'll do me. I might actually have to take the feeder off to get the facing sand on the rest of the pattern. There we go. Not too bad. Where'd that rotten little feeder go? Oh. Strip it off the top so I can... That doesn't look too bad. I need a warmer to put my tools in, I think, so little warming oven just so I can warm things up before I grab them. Wow, they are cold. I might have to extend this feeder. That's not... Time I cut this down, I might have to use a feeder extension on this. Because otherwise there won't be enough metal in the feeder. Yes, there's not very much feeder there. I think we do need to extend this. Yep. Bit sad really, that means I can't use a proper pouring basin, but well, it is what it is. Might make it, but it's a bit marginal. I think we will extend it. All right. Let's get the cope off. Not too bad. Now, where am I going to sprue this little beastie? I mean, not sprue, run it. I think I'll run it here. And just break the edge of where the feeder joins, like that. So, feeders down here, the runners down, sorry, the gate's down there, so we want a runner down here. Okay, that's all right. Now we need to get this little beastie out. That shouldn't be very difficult, of course, but it's just that my hands are so cold I don't know whether they'll work well enough to do it. Ha! Boy, there's no strength in that pattern. Absolutely none. One thing about casting that much taper on, once it moves, it's out. A little bit of part on that. Just break the edge here where the metals are going to run over. A bit of a quick trial close. Here we go. Come on, up you come. Right. I don't like the look of that edge there. It looks a bit sharp to me. I'll just round that off a bit more, I think. That feeder connection edge looked a bit sharp. Close her up. I need a very big feeder extension here, which is a bit of a worry. How am I going to organise that? That's a very good question. I might ram up a dummy extension in this. That looks like it'll be in about the right place. Move that to one side for the moment. About there. See if we can just ram up this thin little extension here. This will be a bit interesting. I've not done this sort of thing before. Not this thin anyway. Now I think the sprue wants to be about there. There you go. This is a bit crude, but let's see how we go. It's a terrible pouring basin, but it's not exactly an important casting, so I think that'll do us. Just check that nothing fell down then. Looks pretty good. Fine. Where is it? There it is. Well, that's one little job done. Back on the brick. Back on the brick. Put a little extra thermic on here. Now, have we got his blue trophy diamond? Oh. Have we got his blue trophy diamond here? That doesn't look too bad, does it? Oh, we might have it with a bit of luck. Give that a quick cool down. That doesn't look too bad. Cut the riser off and cut the feeder off and clean the table on the top off, and it'll be lovely. All right, let's have a quick look at the day's casting. First of all, the diamond for my 7-year-old grandson. From the 3D printed pattern here with a little bit of carbog and primer surfacer on it, a little bit of sanding. There is the raw casting, and it's very sharp in the mould. Quite nice sort of finish. It won't be much work to bandsaw the feeder off here and then linish the surface flat, and quickly do the same there where the gate comes in. I believe I've got to paint it blue because he wants a blue diamond, but we will see. I guess he'll take what he gets in the end. But it did work quite well, and I've got that very sharp, nice fill when I only really have about 3 inches of metal height, so you don't need huge great high sprues and massive diameters to get the sort of stuff. The only way you need the big diameter, of course, is here to make certain you've got metal that will feed this fairly thick chunky casting. That's one end of the spectrum. Here finally is the diamond with the feeder now cut off. And I'm quite happy with that. I think that's come out quite well indeed. Most happy. I think the grandson will think it's wonderful. I've yet to make a little stand for him, I suppose, to put it on.